Exactly 6 a.m. Detective Ethan Cross found another black envelope waiting outside his office. This one was different. It contained an old wristwatch. The watch had stopped at exactly 8 p.m. Underneath it was a single sentence: 1 hour is missing. 1 life was taken. Ethan slowly looked at Maya. What happened between 8 and 9? Lucas searched the police database. The watch belonged to Michael Turner, 38 years old, software engineer. No criminal record. The previous night he had reported something impossible. He remembered driving home at 7:59 p.m. His next memory was waking up at 9:01 p.m. 1 complete hour had vanished. At 8:27 p.m. a businessman named David Morgan had been murdered. The murder happened less than 2 miles from where Michael's car had been found. Every piece of evidence pointed toward him, but Michael insisted, "I don't remember anything." Ethan met Michael inside the interrogation room. Michael looked terrified. "I swear, I didn't kill anyone. I remember leaving work, then nothing. My life just skipped 1 hour." His hands wouldn't stop shaking. Lucas recovered footage from Michael's dashboard camera. The recording worked perfectly until 8 p.m. Suddenly the screen turned black at 9:01 p.m. The video returned. Michael was sitting inside the car covered in sweat, looking completely confused. Dr. Sarah Collins examined Michael behind his left ear. She discovered a tiny fresh surgical scar. Michael had never noticed it. There were no medical records, no hospital visits. Someone had done something. Michael underwent an emergency brain scan. The results shocked everyone. Exactly 60 minutes of memory had been erased, not forgotten, removed, as if someone had deleted a file from a computer. Police obtained CCTV footage from a nearby gas station at 8:14 p.m. Michael's car stopped briefly. A tall man wearing a black coat opened the passenger door. He entered the car. 1 minute later the cameras filled with static. Back at headquarters, another black envelope appeared on Ethan's desk. Inside only one photograph: Michael standing beside the murder victim. The timestamp read 8:27 p.m., exactly when the murder happened. Lucas restored damaged audio from Michael's car. Only one sentence could be heard. A calm voice whispered, "Forget this hour, or you'll never leave it." The recording ended. Ethan slowly closed the laptop. This isn't just memory loss, someone is stealing time. Maya reconstructed Michael's movements. Every CCTV camera captured him normally until 8 p.m. Then every camera across the city lost exactly 1 hour of footage. Not 1 minute more, not 1 minute less. It was impossible. Someone hadn't erased Michael's memory, they had erased time itself. One private security camera survived. Its backup battery had continued recording. A black sedan slowly stopped beside Michael's car. 3 men wearing black coats stepped out. They placed Michael into their vehicle. 7 minutes later they brought him back. His face looked completely different, emotionless. The sedan's route led police to an abandoned medical research center. The building had officially closed 15 years ago. Inside, dust covered every hallway, but one operating room was spotless. The lights were still on. Someone had been there recently. Inside the operating room, Lucas discovered a strange machine connected to an old surgical chair. Dr. Sarah examined it carefully. It isn't designed to heal people. It's designed to record and erase memories. Everyone fell silent. Maya restored files from an old computer. One patient file remained: patient 307, name Michael Turner, procedure, memory deletion, successful, date yesterday. A hidden recorder activated automatically. Michael's own voice filled the room, "If you're hearing this, I asked them to erase my memory. I saw something no human should ever remember." The recording suddenly stopped. At the end of the hallway, a heavy steel door stood locked on it. Someone had painted the familiar silver symbol below it. 3 words: "Do not enter." Ethan slowly inserted the brass key Aaron Blake had given him. The lock clicked open. Behind the door, hundreds of digital clocks covered the walls. Every one of them displayed the same time: 8 p.m. None of them moved. At the center of the room, a monitor displayed one message: "Welcome to the missing hour." As Michael entered the room, he suddenly collapsed. Fragments of his missing memories flooded back. He screamed, "I remember. I saw the killer." Before he could say the name, every light went out. A gunshot echoed through the darkness. Emergency lights switched on. Seconds later, Michael was gone. No blood, no footprints, no broken doors. Only another black envelope lay on the floor. Inside, a single sentence: "He remembered too much." At the bottom, a new countdown appeared. 47 hours, 59 minutes and 59 seconds remaining. Ethan looked at Maya. The missing hour isn't over. It's happening again. The mysterious countdown continued ticking. 47 hours, 59 minutes and 42 seconds. No one knew what it meant. Michael Turner had vanished from a locked room. No cameras, no alarms, no escape route. Ethan looked around. This wasn't a kidnapping. It was planned. Lucas examined the laboratory floor. Fresh scratch marks led beneath a large cabinet hidden below a concealed elevator. It was still warm. Someone had used it seconds earlier. The team immediately descended. The elevator stopped at a floor that didn't exist on any blueprint. Level -7. The hallway was silent. Rows of identical steel doors stretched into darkness. Every door carried the same silver symbol at the end. Only one room was open. Inside the room, thousands of photographs covered the walls. Each photo captured someone exactly 1 hour before they disappeared. One photograph stopped Ethan. It showed Michael Turner standing beside David Morgan only minutes before the murder. Maya recovered a damaged hard drive. One video file remained. 8:12 p.m. The footage showed Michael entering the operating room. He looked calm. He wasn't forced. He sat in the chair by choice. Everyone stared in disbelief. The recording continued. Michael looked directly into the camera. If you're watching this, I already know who killed David Morgan. I asked them to erase my memory, because remembering would kill me. Suddenly the video glitched. The screen turned black. Lucas restored one missing frame. Only 2 words appeared. Subject: Ross. The room fell silent. Captain Daniel Ross had somehow been connected to the missing hour. Ethan refused to believe it. There has to be another explanation. At the end of level -7, another steel door opened. Inside, hundreds of antique clocks covered the walls. Every clock showed a different missing hour. Only one clock was still ticking. It displayed 8:43 p.m. A slow clap echoed through the chamber. The man in the black coat stepped out of the shadows. For the first time he removed his gloves. On his wrist, the exact same watch from the black file, frozen forever. ATN 8:00 p.m. He calmly smiled. You're finally asking the right questions. Before Ethan could arrest him, every clock in the chamber struck 8 p.m. At the same moment, the lights exploded. A blinding white flash filled the room. When Ethan opened his eyes, everyone was gone. Maya, Lucas, Michael, even the man in the black coat. His own watch now read 9:01 p.m. Another hour had disappeared. Ethan opened his eyes. The clock read 9:01 p.m. Exactly 1 hour had disappeared. Again, the underground chamber was empty. No Maya, no Lucas, no Michael, only silence. Then Ethan noticed something strange. His clothes were covered in fresh dust, as if he had been somewhere else. Lucas's body camera was found on the floor. The final recording began playing. It showed Ethan talking to the men in the black coat calmly, as if they already knew each other. Then Ethan handed him the black file. Ethan stared in disbelief. I never did this. Maya suddenly emerged from another corridor. She was shaken. I remember everything. We weren't unconscious. We lived that missing hour. But someone erased it. She handed Ethan a torn notebook. Page across it were written 3 words: remember room 307. An alarm echoed through the facility. Michael Turner walked slowly out of the darkness. His eyes looked empty. His voice sounded different. He quietly said, I remember all of it now. The killer was never the real target. Before Ethan could ask another question, Michael collapsed. Dr. Sarah connected Michael to the memory machine. One final memory appeared at 8:27 p.m. David Morgan wasn't killed immediately. He whispered one sentence to Michael: find the keeper. The recording ended. The room fell silent. Ethan searched David Morgan's office. Hidden behind a bookshelf, he discovered a secret vault. Inside, hundreds of old black files, older than anyone imagined. One file was labeled The First Keeper. It had never been opened. Inside the ancient file there wasn't a document, only a black and white photograph taken nearly 80 years ago. Standing beside a railway platform was a young man. His face looked hauntingly familiar. It was Aaron Blake, but the photograph had been taken decades before he was born. A hidden speaker suddenly switched on. The familiar calm voice echoed, every keeper believes they can end the game. Every keeper becomes part of it. The voice paused, then quietly added, you're next, Ethan. Back at headquarters at exactly 6 a.m. another black envelope appeared. Ethan opened it. For the first time, the victim's name wasn't inside. Instead, there was only his own photograph. Across it, one sentence was written: the investigation is over. Now the trial begins. Ethan looked out of his office window. Across the street, the man in the black coat stood motionless. He slowly tipped his hat, then disappeared into the crowd. Ethan looked back at the envelope. A final line appeared beneath the photograph.